Hey guys, how's it going? I was going through old content and video files that I had on hand, and I came across some that I never actually put together into a video. Some stuff about the GS. So, some actually interesting information about it, a little bit of a build breakdown. There's probably more information that I forget about it. It was more of like an update video, and I just figured it was kind of interesting. So I figured that I would include some of that old stuff into a video, and then also include driving clips and other media from over the years with the car as kind of a remembrance from it, because it was a part of my life for a decent amount of years. I bought it in 2018 and I sold it in 2024, so it was with me for 6 years. It's not a terribly long time, but it's long enough where it had sentimental value. I put a lot of time into it, and I wanted to give a little bit of a tribute video and some throwback to some of the things that I did with it. So without further ado, we'll get back into it. This was at the beginning of 2024, I believe. Yeah, beginning of 2024. I had just wrapped up some things on the car, and it was kind of in its final phase. I did some small things like lower it a little and little things like that. But anyways, let's get right into it. So in the midst of moving and everything, my car's been put away for now, and I haven't obviously filmed anything in a really long time in regards to it, but I figured why not? I'll give you guys an update on where we're at with it. It's come an extremely long way from where I started with the thing. From that very, very poor condition GS400 that I bought, years ago, to what it is now is a mind-blowing transformation. Even with everything that happened in the meantime with me personally, but I'm really happy that things came together, and I've got a few more small changes that I've made to the car, so I'll go show you guys what we got now. The car's been kitted and wrapped now, and in my opinion looks absolutely phenomenal, and I'm really stoked about it. And I didn't really think to film anything last year because I was too busy with kind of putting some touches on it and mostly driving it the most I ever have, which I was really stoked about. And really, working on technique and things like that, and have my own things going on. But this year might be able to focus more on driving and get some other stuff thrown in there. It just depends on what life throws my way. Starts up so beautifully every single time. Get my microphone out for a little better sound quality, a little crisper, but yeah. Oh, this is so fun doing it one-handed. You'll have to bear with me because this thing is absolutely filthy, but this is it. My 1998 Lexus GS400. This thing, I have some other videos out on this thing, of course, that I gotta make them public once again, but this is it. This is the finished product that I ended up with about halfway through 2023. So the biggest difference here between now and the last time, last video I made, I had a BN Sports body kit that I got for the thing, or well, a BN Sports replica by Modelo Drive. As you can see, obviously that is now mounted up to the car and is color matched to the 3M Gloss Wicked. So that's a big change. I got these headlight eyelids on, give it that early 2000s vibe, which you just can't beat. I got some aero mirrors too. As you can tell by the quality, these are not real Ganadors. I mean, this outer shell is okay, but this base is, I don't really want to talk about it. But I don't know what brand they are. They're not Aero 23, I know that much. They bolt directly up to the GS, which, well, I don't know what to do about this. That I gotta look into and see if I can tweak, but they bolt right up. They use all the factory holes and everything, and that kind of stuff. So I don't know what they're off of. Another big thing, we're on a full set of stage nights. These are the 18 by 9.5 plus 12. Fitment on them is awesome. I run a 235/40 in the rear. sensitivity. I don't have any issues with rubbing and everything, and these are very, very modestly rolled fenders. I didn't go crazy on them because I'm not a big fan of that look, but yeah, we got that taken care of. On the body kit, I did shave out the left side exhaust hole, so there's just the right side exit like I had it before. I've had to do some fiberglass repairs to this, of course, because, you know, I'd be ejecting bumpers and stuff, but overall it's been pretty sweet. I have just enough vinyl to kind of keep this thing together. The last event I drove, so I actually exploded this front bumper twice last year. First time was my first time trying those Kendas on the back, and I was running like a 215/45, like a 400, 500 treadwear tire up front. So gripped up in the back, not gripped up front, and I was trying to push myself driving the car with the thing. And I don't remember exactly what happened, but I pushed it coming out of the hairpin on advanced, and I took a way too inside line because I was trying to upshift to third, I think, for some reason. I don't know why I thought this thing could spin third with Kendas on the back, but I tried it. And then the second time it happened was at my last event of the year. I was driving Rio Bash, and I can't remember. Oh, I think I remember how this one happened, but I was, I think I went off on advance when it was raining or like starting to get kind of drier out, and instead of going backwards, I went forwards and ran my bumper over. So that was real smart of me. I got it glassed back together. I did not re-wrap the whole thing. I very, very shoddily patched it together just to get it one color. That's not staying forever. I have a new color in mind for this thing, and I'm going paint next time, so we'll keep you in the loop for whenever that happens. Up front, I'm running Ironman iMove Gen 3s, 235, 40, 18. Rear right now, I have some Kendas, KR20As and 300 treadwear. I don't have a lot of drifting experience, but this thing feels fast with these guys on, and it's only at like 30 to like upper 20 psi, so I need more tire pressure in the rear. But normally I just run Ironmans all around on this thing, and it does phenomenally. I love how the Ironmans feel. They're a cheap tire, you can find them anywhere, and they're just really balanced feel. I get a lot of laps out of them, even on this thing, this thick boat. So how fun. Of course, my team, Unusual. Interior wise, hasn't really changed a whole lot. I don't remember what I went over in my previous videos, but basic rundown is Nardi deep corn, 350 mil with blue stitch perforated leather. Love that. Have a little adapter ring in here to just an NRG hub, because whatever. Custom shift knob by Nick over at Defiant. We have the Serial 9 Rain hydro handle, which I still have to get this thing bled out. I don't know what the deal is, if it's something that I did because I ran braided lines all the way back, or if I just failed to bench bleed it properly. And yeah, but we'll figure that out. I was driving all last year with no working handbrake, so that was real fun. A couple times I could have used it. Just a basic $30 Pioneer head unit. Got kicker door speakers, little like I think they're 6 inches with like adapters, because the speakers in these cars are weird for acoustics, but got those in here. And then I have a kicker like 10-inch sub with an integrated 100 watt amp in the back. Like, just nothing crazy, but enough to make the drive, you know, decent. Full black interior swap front to back. I do still have to swap the headliner and this stuff over to the gray instead of the tan, because this color's garbage and a lot of it's just roached. So we'll get to that eventually. Got a couple gauges over there that I've shown before. There's just something about sitting in a car, and as you're cruising down the road looking out and seeing a Ganador style mirror, it's very pleasing. In case you're not aware, this car has the full Collins swap kit. That was sans the transmission, everything you need to get one of these swapped with a CD transmission. In my case, the kit, I purchased it back in 2019. It was about $2,700 shipped back then. Nowadays, it's like $700 more. But so that's full kit. That is flywheel, clutch, which I went with basic options, so I went with a spec stage 3 sprung 6 puck on their appropriate pressure plate, the adapter flywheel, which also has a interchangeable flywheel surface, which is nice. Don't have to change out the whole flywheel every time you need to do a clutch. It has a bell housing adapter, which utilizes the factory ASIN 5-speed automatic bell housing to adapt on here, so it's a sandwich plate style. Comes with the shifter, which I personally like how this shifter feels. Nice for the street. I put a little bit longer shift knob on it because it is pretty short and notchy, but the taller shifter does counteract that quite a bit. And then steel drive shaft. I probably should have gone aluminum, but whatever. It gets the job done. Drive shaft guibo adapter, which does have both bolt patterns for both the 105 millimeter pinion flange, sheesh, the 105 millimeter pinion flange, and then the 115 millimeter pinion flange also. The 115 coming on 3.2s and things like that, and the 105 mil coming on the 3.9s, if I do recall correctly. And that's pretty much it. It does have a updated, 1UZ VVTi out of, I think, like 1 year newer GS400. Thing's been amazing to me so far. All the power I could want and need. Just great. Okay, so after that update, again, car got driven until the end of 2024. I drove Scrapeyard Friendship Cup with that car in 2024, and then it broke at that event. I drove Matt's Cressida, which is X83 Cressida that was 1JZ VVTi swapped, and fell in love with the power band of that car and also the way the chassis felt. So again, with my previous updates, after that, I sold the GS, went out and bought a 1JZ, bought an R154, an early Mark III R154, and then also bought a Cressida roller from Matt as well. Unfortunately, we ran into issues with that, which I kind of touched on in my intro video of the FC. The biggest issue is the title. Matt didn't have the title, but he knew the guy that did. He was messaging him for me. I sent the guy like $450 because he said that MV needed like $450 to release a title to him because it was signed by an owner before him. So allegedly, I sent the money over to him directly. Allegedly, he said he was going to, take care of that, and then we never heard again after he got the money. So it is what it is, can't change it now. This was, well over a year ago at this point, so it's over and done with. Not that worried about it, but unfortunately, with that rabbit hole, and then also the chassis was not as clean as I had thought. It had nice things, like it had older Stance XR1 coilovers on it. It had some angle parts to it and a full interior, some other things like that, which was nice. Oh, and JZ engine mounts, but it wasn't going to pan out the way I wanted it to, and it would have been a lot of money to get it to where it needed to be. So I ended up selling that. My coworker gave me a deal on the FC, and the rest is history. But at any rate, here are some various clips of driving the car, tomfoolery, maybe some photos here and there, just over the time that I had it when it was in its glory, I guess, with the full kit, with the wheels. The best the car looked for sure was when I had a pair of Vienna Courages on the front of it that were polished, well, they were like stock faces with polished lips. Looked awesome. I wish I could have completed the set of wheels. I actually picked up another set of faces and was going to build them out to be a complementary pair to those, but never got around to it. Ended up selling the faces and the wheels. Actually, I traded the pair of wheels for the CR Kawamis that are currently on the FC, just to have a full set of wheels. But at any rate, here's the rest of the video. Hope you guys enjoy some of the clips. A lot of this is very sentimental to me, and I got a lot of enjoyment out of this car, and I'm excited for what the FC brings.